During times of crisis, how do you do to protect your money? Most people have no way to protect their money, and some will turn to precious metals like gold and silver, because they're used to hear that those metals will never lose in value. The debate over what is better to protect your money is hard to explain. Precious metals have been used for thousands of years, and they're used against turmoil in traditional markets. In today's episode, we're going to give an alternative to protect your money against financial disasters. Since 2008, a new form of hedge was created to prevent against those circumstances. Bitcoin follows the principle of precious metals, and that's why many people consider Bitcoin as being the digital gold. With remarkable profits, Bitcoin has been regarded as a great performance since 2009. Did you know in January 2017, price of Bitcoin was roughly $830 and grew by over 2,349% and reached same year in December a new price of $19,500. Do you know a great performance asset as Bitcoin? Let us know if you know it. I don't know any, and that's why you should consider Bitcoin as a great way to protect your money against inflation. Did you also know that Bitcoin is hard to mine? Every 4 years, as the amount of Bitcoin mined per block is reduced by 2, it means Bitcoin is getting more scarce and difficult to mine. Price will be reflected as it is becoming more scarce. Scarcity and value will definitely bring Bitcoin a bright future. First of all, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency released in 2009. Bitcoin is also a digital currency and a decentralized medium of exchange. Bitcoin can also be considered as a store of value that exists outside of the traditional financial system. Now you understand that Bitcoin is something that hasn't been seen before. Since 2009, Bitcoin has been growing numerous times and has fueled the growth of an entire industry of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin has emerged as being an exceptional technology. Its growing applications are simply remarkable. Now you can store your money online and owning your own cryptocurrency. In January 2013, price of Bitcoin was roughly $100 and grew by over 1,000% and reached same year in December a new price of $1,000. 4 years later, in January 2017, price of Bitcoin was roughly $830 and grew by over 2,349% and reached same year in December a new price of $19,500. Since 2013, except for year 2018, Bitcoin is regarded as being the best performing investment asset. Despite the hard tendency of people of changing their mindset, Bitcoin has remained resilient with more than a decade of experience under its belt. Cryptocurrency has just shown a remarkable stability, transparency, and decentralization, even if it's received many criticisms during the course of its existence. What is a store of value? A store of value is an asset created to fight against turmoil in traditional markets. If money loses its value, a store of value will be capable of retaining value over time. Precious metals such as gold and silver are reasonably reliable because those resources will not depreciate over time, and in the future, those assets should be worth even more. When you think of such safe haven assets, gold is likely going to come to mind. Why Bitcoin can also be considered a store of value? Satoshi Nakamoto was the person or group of people to be considered as mother of Bitcoin. On October 31, 2008, the creation of a white paper titled Bitcoin was created. Until today, the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto is still unknown, despite attempts to reveal the identity of a Bitcoin creator. The first halving happened on January 3, 2009, with a reward of 50 BTC. Halving means that miners of Bitcoin for solving embedded transactions received 50 BTC at the time. The global crisis of 2008, where banks were bailed out by their respective governments after being a leading cause of its crisis themselves, the instability of the fractional reserve banking system led to uncertainties behind our current system. More and more, the widely accepted concept behind Bitcoin, an immutable, uncensorable, and decentralized medium of value, was more accepted. Over the years, Bitcoin has experienced innumerable contributions from the open source community and members of the core development team. From the early days of Bitcoin, many members of the Bitcoin's community have made the reference of Bitcoin being more akin to digital gold than simple digital currency. Bitcoin is seen by many as the best way to store wealth, such that it isn't devalued over time. Bitcoin is also known for its volatility. It might seem contradictory that an asset then can lose more than 20% of its value in a day is considered by many as a store of value. But even during times of resilience, Bitcoin remains the best performing asset class to date. Can we really consider Bitcoin as a store of value? Leave a comment and tell us what you think of Bitcoin and precious metals. Do you want to invest more into Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, or more into precious metals such as gold and silver? If you let us know, we'll be able to create powerful contents about what you want to know. We also have in the description below links if you are interested to learn even more about Bitcoin and why you should invest into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Have a lovely day and see you next time.